Thank you for clicking on our video. This is unnecessary is what that was. So let me just kick this episode off by saying welcome to anyone who is new to this channel, and to those of you that are not new and know me, I'm sick, man. Yeah, you guessed it, I'm sick. Listen to me. I'm sweating. I literally feel like I've got a shoal of bream living in my face. I have got through more tissues in the past 4 days than when I was 14 and discovered 9.5 weeks. But the show must go on, I think. Look at that. Here we go. The new rod license 2018 has got a gudgeon on it. I hope we don't catch too many of them this year. But I've noticed, I'm not sure. I've had a quick look at my old licenses, but can you see that? It's got like a shiny effect. Do you remember when you used to get the old shiny cards? If you used to collect football cards when you was a kid, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But it's got like this pearlescent metallic look to it. I love the artwork on the rod licenses. I think they're really cool. And in fact, it's inspired us in many ways. And that isn't the only thing. As you can see behind me, the gear is slowly but surely getting there. We've got a mat now, so we are literally 100% safe to go and catch some fish. Whether or not the river wipes us out in the first trip, I don't know. That is soon to be seen. And we still haven't got a bivvy or an umbrella yet. And on that note, I can't believe how stupid I actually am. Oh, mate. Oh, I've got no tissue, bro. I can't remember what I was saying. My license here, done that. I'm nearly 40 years old, and you would have thought that by now, when you go on the internet and you see something that seems to be too good to be true, that it probably is too good to be true. I made a silly mistake, guys. I went on eBay. I was looking actually for an umbrella. I couldn't afford to get a bivvy. I thought an umbrella would be good enough. I'll get a big one. I could still film from there. All the camera gear will be safe and protected under there, and I will not get soaked when it decides to start pissing down with rain. But as I was looking for umbrellas, I found a bivvy with a bivvy light for about the same price as the umbrellas I was looking at. Silly old me thought that's a bargain. Let's snatch that up before anyone else does. Well, there's a reason why no one else did, and that is because it turned out that the seller wasn't legit whatsoever. And at the moment, the way it seems right now, it don't look like I'm gonna get my money back neither. So that kind of sucks. But however, we've still got that cushy little swim down there where we can get the car quite close. So of a night session, and to be honest with you, actually really thinking about it, that is probably the carpiest of carpy swims throughout all the ones that we've looked at in the past. Because even though it's 2018, it seems that we're not 100% protected, because although I go to eBay and try to ask them to sort my money out, they've put me onto PayPal. I asked PayPal if they can help to get my money back, and they put me back to eBay, and it's literally been backwards and forwards for the past couple of days, and I'm too sick to deal with that right now. So yeah, be careful. But hey ho, you live and learn and all that. Look at all this. Loads of gear behind me. Thank you to my nephew, Archie Anderson. Some of you probably already know Archie if you've been watching this channel for a while now. He has featured in 1 or 2 episodes in the past, and he's lent me most of his gear so I can get down to the river the second the season starts. The River Thames has to be the most iconic river in the entire United Kingdom. Now, it hasn't always been a great history though. All the way back in 1878, there was a massive disaster on the river involving a passenger liner called the Princess Alice. It crashed into a cargo ship. Now, many people got trapped between the two ships and actually drowned, but the lucky ones that managed to survive turned out to not be so lucky after all, because the sheer pollution in the river at the time was so bad, the rest of the people that managed to get safe to shore perished through the poisoning. It's incredible to believe that the river could have been that polluted that just swimming from a boat to shore would have been enough to actually kill you. But the river's had some great history too. For many years it's been a lifeline to the entire United Kingdom, not just for London, even though it has been known as the London Larder, because that is literally where all the food used to come from. There used to be guys out there called lightermen that would go out on their smaller boats out to sea from the river to the cargo ships that were too big to make it through, collect all the goods and come through. Now these guys were to suffer bad, because when the Blitz come round in World War II, they were one of the main targets, and that's simply because the bend in the river by the Isle of Dogs was so recognisable from the air, it made it literally like shooting fish in a barrel. Not only that, but even if they weren't getting attacked by the guys in the sky, there was mines littered everywhere along the River Thames. And eventually, once the war had died down, all these ships and boats were end up put into retirement, and then people started doing them up and started living on the river. Even councils were literally taking over some of these industrial docks and turning it into reasonable housing with the old barges and boats for returning soldiers. But with all that thriving industrial area around the river, just added and added to the pollution that was already there. And by 1957, the river was declared biologically dead. And this is the reason why the Thames is going to be such a challenge. For many years, the river has been improving drastically, and today it's believed that the river is in a better condition than it was over 250 years ago. And homes over 125 different species of fish. There's even been reports lately of salmon being caught from the River Thames. There's many species of fish in the river now that aren't even native to the UK. We already know that there's carp in the Thames, along with catfish and zander. None of those species are native to the United Kingdom. The river really is a mystery. I haven't been this excited about fishing, guys, in a long time. Now I know that may sound crazy to some of you, especially if you've been following us for a while and went through the whole hunt for a 30-pound carp with us and saw us catch our PB not once but twice. First, of course, with that beautiful 27-pound mirror, and then with the biggest fish in the entire lake, that stunning 33-pound common floppy tail. But the thing is with that is I'd already seen that fish before I'd even caught it. What is making me buzz is just the sheer mystery of it. We've still got a chance to break that PB carp even on the river. Even the spots that we've been looking at, we know that old Bill was telling us that there's high 30s in there and even a possible 40-pounder in there.
And let's be honest with you, I wouldn't like to put a weight on the biggest carp out there. It'd certainly be a big 30, possibly it's even a 40 on the cards.
Now that video was took, I think, about 10 years ago, so there's got to definitely be a possibility of a big old 40 coming out of there now. And of course on top of that, our PB anything, because like I've said so many times, we don't know what's going to come out of there. My cousin had a golden orf out of there, huge golden orf. He didn't even know what that was. So to catch something like that will be incredible. I feel like a kid at Christmas. At first, when all the crap went on last year with the trying to make the channel and losing all our gear and having to sell it all and thinking of brand deals and all that got on top of me at one point, and none of that now, it doesn't matter anymore. It's all about the fishing, man, and it's all about the not knowing what you're going to get. And I think spending a year on a complex hunting for a fish that you've already heard stories about and you've already seen in photos, it's a great achievement when you've actually caught it. But it's like Christmas Day when you found your presents under your parents' bed. You kind of, although you're excited to get them when it's Christmas, but there's no element of surprise there anymore. And that is really what I'm looking forward to the most. So that is kind of our plan. As long with the carp fishing, we're going to be fishing for other species on top of that as well, to try and just get a really good idea on what is going on in that river. And of course, not to mention the fact that I don't want to be sat there for episode after episode bringing you an episode of a guy just sitting by a river, which I know sounds stupid from a guy who's been bringing you episodes coming from his bedroom. in the past few weeks, but let's be honest, man, it's gonna be difficult finding these carp. But we are gonna try our damnedest. We will also be bringing back the old catch report, as some of you may have seen if you saw our episodes when we went down to look at a few swims down by the river. I shouted out a couple of you guys. That will be continuing when we get back to the river. And if you want to know how you can be involved with that, the link is in the description for our Facebook page. Go over there, send us your fish, send us what you caught it on and the weights, and you will be in an episode of Real Men 2. Now obviously don't expect to see a video the day the season starts. What I want to do is go out for at least 2 or 3 sessions, get a good amount of content together, and hopefully, who knows, get something a little bit special to kick the season off with. On that note guys, you know what I'm going to say. Tight lines, heavy nets. I will see you later. And don't forget to subscribe. I'm just going to go and pass out.
Got your